New Gemini CLI update is insane. Plan mode changes AI coding forever. You asked AI to help you code something, and it broke everything. Your whole code base, gone. Because the AI just went in and started changing files without asking a single question. No plan, no context, just guesses. That's the #1 problem with AI coding tools right now, and Google just fixed it. Hey, I'm Skylar, your AI educator, and in this video we are breaking down Google's brand new Gemini CLI Plan Mode update that was announced on March 11th, 2026. This update changes the way AI handles coding tasks completely, and I'm going to show you exactly what it does, why it matters, and how you can start using it today. Stick around because there's a specific capability in this update that is going to completely change how you use AI for anything technical. I'll get to that in a minute. Before we get into plan mode, let's make sure we're on the same page about what Gemini CLI actually is. Gemini CLI is Google's open-source AI agent that runs directly in your terminal. No fancy interface, no browser tabs, just you, your code, and Gemini. It can read your files, search your code base, run commands, write code, and a whole lot more. Think of it like having an AI developer sitting right inside your terminal, ready to help. It's free to use, and you install it with one npm command. Link in the description. Now here's the problem that existed before this update. Gemini CLI, like most AI coding tools, would jump straight into making changes. You'd ask it something, and it would start editing files immediately. Sometimes that worked great, but sometimes it made assumptions, got things wrong, and caused real damage to your code. That's exactly what Plan Mode solves. Plan Mode is now enabled by default for all Gemini CLI users. You don't need to do anything special to activate it. When Plan Mode is on, Gemini CLI switches to a completely read-only state. It cannot touch a single file in your codebase. Nothing gets changed, nothing gets deleted, nothing breaks. Instead, it goes into research mode. It reads your code, it searches for patterns, it looks at your documentation, it maps out dependencies, it figures out what is actually going on before it does anything. And here's the part I love, it asks you questions. There's a brand new tool built into this update called Ask User. Instead of making assumptions about what you want, the AI will actually pause and say, hey, I need a bit more information before I go further. Should I use this approach or that one? Where is this config file? What do you want the end result to look like? That two-way conversation before any code gets written is what separates a good senior developer from a junior one. Plan first, ask questions, then build. Once the research is done, Gemini CLI creates a full implementation plan as a markdown file. You can read it, you can edit it directly, and only when you say yes, go ahead, does it actually start touching your code. How do you activate it? 3 ways. Type plan in the input box. Press Shift+Tab to cycle through approval modes. Or just ask it naturally, like say, start a plan for this feature, and it will enter plan mode on its own. Now let me walk you through the 4 core things Plan Mode can actually do. First, safe codebase exploration. In Plan Mode, the only tools available are read-only ones. Things like read file, grep search, and glob. It can look at everything. It can search everything, but it cannot change anything. Your codebase stays completely intact the entire time. Second, the Ask.User tool. The agent can present you with options, request clarification on an architectural decision, or ask you to point it toward a file it can't find. It turns a one-way command into an actual back-and-forth conversation. That alignment before implementation is what prevents most AI coding mistakes. Third, external context through MCP tools. Plan Mode doesn't just look at your local files. It connects to read-only MCP tools across your entire dev stack. That means it can read a GitHub issue you're working on, inspect a Postgres database schema, or pull context from Google Docs. All in read-only mode, so nothing outside your codebase gets touched either. Your plan gets built with full context. Fourth, smart model routing. When you're in plan mode, Gemini CLI automatically routes to Gemini 3.1 Pro for the planning and architectural decisions. When it switches to implementation, it uses faster models for the actual coding, the right model for the right job. Let me give you a concrete example so this all clicks. Say you need to migrate a database. Old schema, new schema. Before this update, an AI tool might have started writing migration scripts immediately, making assumptions about your data relationships that are completely wrong. With Plan Mode, here's what happens instead. You type, research how to migrate this database. Gemini CLI enters Plan Mode. It reads your current schema, it checks your GitHub issues for related tickets, it reviews your existing documentation. It might ask you something like, should we maintain backward compatibility during the transition? Then it writes out a full implementation plan, step by step, every change, every dependency. You read it, you edit it. If something looks off, you approve it. Then and only then does it start writing actual code. That's how professional engineering teams work. Plan first, get alignment, then execute. When I first started using Gemini CLI seriously, I was honestly overwhelmed. There are so many features, and it's hard to know which workflows actually save you time versus which ones waste it. That's when I found this community called AI Profit Boardroom, with over 2,000 members all focused on learning AI together and sharing what actually works. It taught me which workflows save time versus which ones waste it. The community shares real use cases and practical implementations. If you're serious about using AI to improve your work and skills, check it out. Link in description. Here's something worth talking about because it's bigger than just this one update. There's a reason a lot of developers are still hesitant to let AI loose on their actual code bases. It's a trust problem. AI confidently writes code that looks right but does something completely wrong. AI deletes files. AI introduces bugs that take hours to find. The solution isn't just to make the AI smarter at coding. The solution is to change when the AI is allowed to take action. Plan mode is Google's answer to that. By separating the thinking phase from the doing phase and making the thinking phase completely safe, you get a system you can actually trust. Think before you act. It sounds obvious, but almost no AI coding tool was actually built this way before. One more thing worth mentioning, there's something called the Conductor Extension for Gemini CLI that works with Plan Mode to manage multi-step development processes. It performs pre-flight checks, gathers context, and organizes work into structured tracks. Google has said they are working on bringing Conductor directly into Gemini CLI as a built-in mode in the future. Something to watch. Getting started is simple. Install or update Gemini CLI. The latest stable version is 0.33.1, released on March 12, 2026. Install it with npm install Google Gemini CLI. Plan mode is enabled by default once you're on the latest version. Nothing to turn on. If you want to always start sessions in plan mode automatically, go into settings with the settings command and set your default approval mode to plan. And if you want to try it right now, pick your most complex upcoming task. A new feature, a refactor, a migration. Type plan in Gemini CLI and let it research before it does anything. You will immediately see the difference. So let's bring this together. Gemini CLI's new plan mode gives you a read-only research phase before any code gets changed. It asks you clarifying questions so it understands your actual goals. It pulls in context from your entire dev stack through MCP tools. It routes to smarter models for planning and faster models for building. And it only starts making changes once you have reviewed and approved the full plan. Think first. Ask questions. Plan everything. Then build. If you found this useful, drop a like and subscribe because I cover AI tools like this every week. Real updates, real breakdowns, no hype. If you're looking to dive deeper into AI tools and actually implement them in your work, I recommend AI Profit Boardroom. Over 2,000 people learning how to use AI effectively. Everyone shares real experiences. What's working, what's not. Which tools are worth your time, which ones to skip. No hype, just solid information and practical guidance from people doing the work. It's helped me stay on top of updates and figure out how to actually apply them. Link in description if you want to check it out. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and 100 plus AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 58,000 members who are crushing it with AI. I'm Skylar, and I'll see you in the next one.